Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy the Nerd Trucker, and this video is going to come to you in 3 parts, and it's all about nutrition, so let's go! Part 1. So, nutrition can actually be kind of a scary thing because none of us would like to admit that we've screwed up our bodies to the point where we are a bunch of fat, lazy, Jabba the Hutt looking people. So, I'm going to put this in terms that we can all kind of sort of understand so long as you know the basic components of a car. Car needs gas to make the engine work and to make it go. So, part 1 is actually about the gas. How much gas are you putting in your tank? Are you eating until you're full? Or are you just kind of eating because you know that this is the right portion that you're allowed per day? Now, no one does the second part as far as I know, otherwise you really wouldn't be looking up the topics to watch this video, right? So, you're eating till you're full, which is fine, but then you, for lack of a better term, don't drive anywhere. It's not good to try and fill up your gas tank with $80 worth of gas and then come home and sit with that $80 worth of gas in your car and not go anywhere for a week and then try to put $30 more in it the next week. You don't do that. So basically, part 1 says, are you full? Is your tank full? Yes. Well, then you don't need any more fuel, right? Just like your stomach. Is your stomach full? Yes. Well, then you don't really need to eat again, do you? Now for part 2. Part 2 is basically the same synopsis, but in a different way. See, when you run an engine on crappy gas, it gunks up the injectors and it gunks up the fuel pump and the fuel filter and the fuel lines and everything, and you need to replace everything. Just like your body, when you keep eating nothing but junk and heavily processed foods and things like that, it gets a lot of cholesterol and fat built up, which makes you run sluggish and slow. So, an easy fix would be monitor how much carbs and calories is actually going into your food and monitor how much fat is actually in that food that you are also eating at the same time. Because if the fat level is up here and it's got no carbs and no protein and any good stuff to actually make your body work right, all fat's going to do is settle into those little storage fat cells, well, the fat cells. It's basically going to expand the fat cells because it's like a rubber bladder. They expand and they contract. They expand and they contract, and that's where you hide all your food at. That's where that's where the stuff that is made into energy gets stored for later. Just like squirrels and bears and stuff like that, when they hibernate, they get fat before they go to sleep because when they go to sleep and they hibernate, they're using all of that stuff because food is scarce for them. So just like us, fat people are basically bears going into hibernation. They need to come out of hibernation and use some of that energy before they can put more into their body. Which brings me to drive. How do you handle? When you wake up in the morning, do you feel so sluggish and so tired and everything just it's not clicking with me today, man? Well, that could be because you've put some bad gas into your gas tank and now your car doesn't want to drive right. Same principle applies here. You have to change something. You have to change something out and make something better. So put some good fuel into your body and then go for a nice long walk. Go for a short stroll, a short jog maybe even. Go to a gym. Here in Chicago, we actually have welfare based gyms. You show them your little paper and you get in, and it's actually like a free gym. You go in there and you bounce a basketball around a little bit, shoot some hoops, that kind of thing. We have plenty of parks around here. I know people don't like going to the parks and whatnot, but the only reason why they're bad is because no one ever goes to them. The more people start walking around and stuff like that, the more bad guys aren't going to want to be there because they're going to see, wow, look at all these people here today, man. There's kids over there playing ball. They can ID some of us. There's this old woman doing laps around the baseball diamond. That's man. There's too many people here to ID us, man. Let's get the fuck out of here. Go back to our alley where we came from. Same principle. So when you start exercising, you start using up some of that fuel. Now you have more room for more fuel, and you can top off your tanks with some nice, delicious chocolate fudge sundaes. Awesome. That's my short little video today on nutrition. I hope you all found it at least enjoyable. Most of the stuff that I've said, though, actually it is very factual. I've done a lot of research on this myself, being someone who's been working out and being trained to do what it is that I'm doing as far as my hobbies go. So nutrition for me actually is something that I do know enough about to understand. And I wanted to share some of that knowledge with you guys because sometimes people just, oh man, this is fucking complicated. What the hell is this? No soy or double soy latte Starbucks coffee thing. Giant squid of anger. Same thing applies to food when you overthink it or when you underthink it. Either way, it's bad. So I can understand where a lot of people come with this notion that only super smart people can be nutritionists. Everyone should be their own nutritionist. And just look at it in terms of fuel and good fuel and bad fuel for your car. And you should go pretty far. And just make sure you're getting out and getting exercise, especially if you have kids, man. I mean, they're like your own little exercise toys. You know, you lift one in each hand, man. Just bench press them like I do with my daughter. I've done this on webcam on Skype a few times, and you guys seem to love it. I'm glad that you do. I'm very active with my kid, and I enjoy it very much. And I want you guys to be active too, even if you don't have kids. You know, go out, chase a ball around, do something. Let's get outside and try and enjoy this summer for as little of it as we're going to get, because I have a feeling that this summer is going to be very brief and very cold. So, fingers crossed that I'm wrong, and I'll see you guys next Tuesday with another cool, awesome video. Probably get back into some trucking stuff. Until then, have a good, safe Memorial Day weekend, and DFTBA.